with us on the broadcast is Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense expert. Sir, shocking and a tragic incident from Philippines. What is your very first reaction to this?
Right. Philippines is actually very, very dangerous for journalists. There have been, in the history in the past as well, there have been a lot of attacks on journalists in Philippines. Now, the National Union of Journalists of the Philippines, which is a press freedom watchdog, they said Jumalon, who was about 57 years old, and he was the 199th journalist to be killed in the country since 1986. That's when democracy returned after People's Power Uprising toppled the dictator Ferdinand Marcos, the father of the current president, and forced him and his family into exile in the US. The attack is even more condemnable since it happened at Jumalon's own home, which also served as a radio station. So this person who entered inside as the killer was pretending to be a listener, and I don't know how he coolly came in. Now the video of the attack, it showed the Jumalon, 57 years old. He was pausing and looking upwards at something away from the camera before two shots rang out. He slumped back in the chair and the background music played on. He was pronounced dead on his way to the hospital. Now this attacker was also not seen on the Facebook live stream, which was streaming live at that time. The police said they were checking if the security cameras installed in the house and its neighborhood properties were working, if they caught on anything. Now, interestingly, in 2009, members of a powerful political clan and the associate gunned down 58 people in Philippines, which included 32 media workers, in an attack in the southern province, in fact, Maguindanao. It was the deadliest single attack on journalists in the recent history, in fact. So Philippines, as I have just brought out, as I told you earlier, it's been very, very dangerous for journalists. Now, while the mass killing was later linked to a violent electoral rivalry common in many rural areas, it also showcased the threat faced by journalists in Philippines, as I told just now. Now, this itself means that journalists over there in Philippines, they need to be protected. Otherwise, voices of barbaric or gunda or what do I say, or gangs, they will clamp them down. It's very, very important for journalists to have their free way and to air what is said. So I see it this way that, first it was a breach of security, breach of trust, breach of a whole lot of things. How could a man pretend as a listener and enter the house, which served as a radio station as well? And Jumalon, who was 57 years old, was very, very popular. He also, I believe, he snatched his gold chain. He took off his gold chain before leaving from there. So most certainly, it is indeed, once again, I would say, a wake-up call for all of us, never to let our guard down, Pia.
Indeed, a wake-up call for all of us. But I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, presenting your perspective on these developments, both from Germany as well as from the Philippines.